A small squirrel, Adjidamot, hopped slowly to the front of the throng and stood in the middle of the great circle of her peers. "There should be a race," Adjidamot said. "A race would show who exemplifies the qualities of leadership. A race requires perseverance, fortitude, strength, and a powerful will." The circle of animals launched into a babble of discussion. Everyone was excited by this new possibility, and, of course, many of the animals came forward to enter the race. "It will be me," said Horse. "With my fleetness and strength I will overcome any challenge, and I will emerge the leader." "You think too highly of yourself, my brother," said Buffalo. "It will be me who emerges victorious, for no one has more stamina than me." "What's needed is a discerning manner," said Cougar. "Your power is no match for my ability to cover territory with stealth. I will emerge as the leader because of my gift of patience." "None can match my stealth," said Wolverine. "No one knows how to move secretly as well as me." When no one else came forward to challenge these four, Eagle, who declined to enter the race because of her role as messenger, carrying all prayers to Creator, called for quiet. She flapped down from the topmost branches of the tree she'd been sitting in and conferred with Makwa the bear and Maingan the wolf. They talked a long while. Finally, Eagle hopped into the center of the circle and addressed the throng. "There is a lake set between a circle of steep hills," Eagle said. "I have flown over it many times and have seen that it forms a perfect circle. The terrain is challenging, rocky and steep, with thick woods around it. The race will be 4 times around that lake. This will demand the utmost of the contestants, and the winner will indeed be the hardiest and most qualified to lead us." The animal people concurred that this was a remarkable plan. There was much excited talk about who of the 4 would emerge victorious. Then Eagle spoke again. "Are there any other challengers? Is there anyone else who would like to contest for the right to lead us?" "I would," said Wabos, the rabbit. She hopped out of the throng and sat looking at Eagle. "You are small, my sister." "Are you certain?" Eagle asked. "Yes," Wabos said. "It would be an honor to contest with such magnificent beings." The animals worried that Wabos was asking too much of herself. But she was determined, and the 5 contestants headed off for the lake with Eagle flying overhead as their guide. When they reached the lake, Eagle lined them up on the rocky shore. "Be careful," Eagle said. "I have never seen any of us try to navigate this lake before. The terrain is so difficult." The bigger animals stamped their hoofs and clawed at the shore impatiently. Wabos merely wriggled her nose and watched them. At a signal from Eagle, they took off, and the race was on. Horse neighed and reared up on his hind legs and then galloped off into the trees. Buffalo was right at his tail, and the others could hear them crashing through the brush. Wolverine scurried forward in a low prowl with his nose close to the ground and vanished like a shadow into the forest. Cougar loped easily after him and disappeared as well into the thick cover of the bush. Wabos sat on her haunches and watched them leave, and when she was ready, hopped off slowly into the trees too. Eagle flapped up to a pine growing on a ridge of rock to count the laps as they passed. Horse and Buffalo were immensely strong, and they made it back to the rocky shore in a virtual tie. They were scratched and cut from thrashing their way through the dense cover. They stopped to drink, and then Cougar and Wolverine bounded out of the trees as well. They all drank and caught their breaths and stared at each other to determine who might be wearied, weakened, or want to drop out. None of them did, and they raced off on the second lap. Eagle stared back in the direction they'd come from and worried about the tiny rabbit, who still could not be seen. The larger animals had returned from their second lap and then raced off again before Wabos hopped slowly from the trees. "Oh, the land is so lovely," Wabos said. "There is so much to see, and the feeling of being on it is beautiful." "You're far behind," Eagle said. "There's no way for you to ever catch up." "Don't worry about me. I'm here to enjoy the challenge," Wabos said. Then she took a small drink and continued on her way. Eagle waited a long time for that third lap to conclude. It was Buffalo who emerged first, but even his proud steps were plodding. The great animal slumped to the shore and drank thirstily, his breath between slurps.